by Kat of her bookish site for my bias. Hi, hello friends and strangers, welcome back. I am here to talk about yet another readathon that I will be participating in, and it's the Armydathon, which will happen throughout the month of May. So Armydathon is a BTS inspired readathon organized by Kat of her bookish site, so make sure to check out her announcement video, which I will be including as a link in the description box below. It has all the prompts, the instructions, and everything else. Make sure to follow Armydathon on Twitter and Instagram as well for the different challenges. Today I'm gonna talk about the books that I will be reading for the different prompts. But the thing is, with the readathons, as much as possible, I try to target more than one prompt or more than one readathon. So since I also announced that I joined the BPS readathon, which I am doing as a year-long challenge, there are some books that I will be taking there that I will try to read within May as well. Plus, majority of these books also go along with the Asian readathon. So what is the Asian readathon? It's a readathon organized by Read with Cindy. I love her. This is an annual thing that aims to celebrate or uplift authors in time for AAPI's Heritage Month. So that's Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So that's gonna happen this coming May. So yeah, as much as possible, again, I wanted to hit 2 to 3 birds with one stone. So I'm gonna go with the prompts. So for the first prompt, it's Borahe, which is to read a book that has at least 50% purple on the cover. So for that, I will be reading Mirage by Samaya Daud. This is also included in the BTS readathon. So yeah, I'll be reading this fantasy novel, which I also recently purchased, and I hope that it would be good. I'm gonna read it.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Why do I do this to myself? Why do I always have to put on lipstick and do this to my books? I'm so sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna read this along with an audiobook that I'm gonna borrow, so I'm pretty excited for this. As a reflection of my other readathons as well, most of these prompts I will have more than one book because, again, if you haven't known, I am a moody ass reader, and I don't know when the time comes that even though I have a TBR, like if I look at the book and I don't feel like reading it, I might not be able to hit the prompt. So as much as possible, I assign more than one book so that I could just choose which I would like for the time that I would read them. So for the next prompt, it's Soul, which is RM's prompt. It is to read a book that is set in your home country. So I have 2 books for this. One, the second Jano Silang book by Edgar Calabia Samar. So it's Jano Silang at ang Labanang Manananggal Mambabarang. I love the first book, so I'm obviously gonna continue with the rest of the series. I bought the rest of the series, which I haven't hauled yet. So yeah, this is one. Another is Tall Story by Candy Gourlay. I have this copy for so long and I haven't gone around to reading it yet, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a middle grade book. It's gonna be fairly short and quick to read. So yeah, 2 books for the prompt Soul. Next prompt is for Jin in his song Epiphany. It is to read a book that has the word me, myself, and I, or my, in the title. So for that, I'm gonna read My Brilliant Life by Aaron Kim and Know My Name by Chanel Miller, which is also included in my BTS readathon. These are both, if I'm not mistaken, memoirs written by authors of color, especially with Know My Name. I'm very excited to read this because this has received only good reviews. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to the audiobook for extra impact, you know. Next prompt, since I'm already sweating and it's so hot here in the Philippines, I'm gonna go with the prompt Shadow, and it's inspired by Shadow by Suga, and it is to read a scary book, i.e. a thriller, a mystery, or any horror book that will give you a scare. So with that, as someone who loves thrillers, I had a tough choice, but for now, I have an e-arc that I got from NetGalley, and it's Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka. And the clincher here is that there's a bullet train that has some serial killers inside it, and I don't know what they're gonna try to do to each other, whether that's killing each other or outwitting each other, I don't know. Next is Aosawa Murders by Riko Onda. The cover alone was enough for me to put it on my TBR, and the premise I'm not gonna dive into now, but yeah, those are the two that are under the Shadow prompt, which are both thrillers. Next is Mama. Hey Mama, na 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 na. Hey Mama. It's one of my favorite BTS songs as well, just because it's so uplifting and just puts you in a really good mood. So yeah, it's inspired by the song Mama by J-Hope, and it's to read a book about a mother, or about anyone who plays the role of a mother, or anyone who's motherly, so whether that's a grandmother, a relative, a single parent, queer parents, parents of color, or whatever. So for this one, I'm gonna read Sweet Bean Paste by Durian Sukigawa, and Harmless Like You by Rowan Hisayo Buchanan. I got this cheap from page 394, but I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, but I know there's gonna be a mom for both of these books, but with Sweet Bean Paste, I know it's a grandmother, and I added that because it just sounds like a fluffy read. Next one is for my bias. It's Jin's Serendipity. So it's inspired by the song Serendipity, and it's to read a romance book. The prompt says that you can level up the reading experience by picking a smutty romance book while listening to Serendipity. But for this one, I'm gonna read Frankly in Love by David Yoon and When Dimple Met Rishi by Sanya Menon. This too has been out for like more than a year now, I think. Yeah, and they've been all over the timeline, but I haven't rode the hype train during that time, so I'm gonna read them now. I'm excited to read this. For the next prompt, which is Sweet Night, inspired by V. Taehyung, and it's to read a book with a moon or star on either the cover or the title, and I'm gonna read The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. I had this book for like 2 years now because I got this for a very affordable price, so I'm gonna read this for that prompt. And I was thinking if this would also pass for the prompt Borahe, because like there's some purple there, you know, but this one, majority of this is more on the dark side, like dark blue, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna read another one. So yeah, Star-Touched Queen, another fantasy for this TBR. And last but definitely not the least is for the prompt Begin, and it's inspired by Jungkook, and it's to read a debut book by an Asian author. So for this one, I have 3, and one is both an advanced reader's copy, which was provided by NetGalley, and it is also included in my BTS Readathon TBR, and it's You Reached Sam by Dustin Thao. The thing is, I'm very scared to read this book because I saw that my friends read it and they cried and they were heartbroken, and I kept on seeing that just for the prologue alone they were already crying, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm ready for that right now, but I'm gonna have to do it this May. So another one is I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. This is also included in my BTS Readathon, so yeah. Last is for both the Begin prompt and Shadow again, which is to read a thriller book, and I'm gonna try to read Jessie Q Sotanto's The Obsession. This book is on one of my 2021 book releases, like the books that I was anticipating, and it came out very recently, so I'm gonna read that as well. So it hits 2 prompts, and I think that's the only one that hits 2 prompts. The rest are just solo. It hits 2 readathons. So again, majority of these books target the BTS Readathon that I'm doing year-long, and the Asian Readathon, which is to read books by Asian authors or books with Asian characters. So yeah, I'm very excited to join the first ever Armydathon, and kudos to Kat of Her Bookish Side for organizing this readathon for us armies, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I want to hear or see your TBR as well, so I'm gonna look forward to that, and I can't wait for it to be May. So yeah, see you on my next video. I made this quick because it's so fucking hot, and yeah. How many times do I say yeah? Pepper. Okay, bye everyone.